Far from the capital, nestled deep in the northern mountains, there is a village that rarely appears on modern maps. Locals in the surrounding towns speak of it in lowered voices. Men who travel there alone, they say, do not come back. Some claim the roads simply swallow them. Others whisper of older, darker reasons, spirits, curses, or something that has lived in the soil for generations. Most people treat the stories as superstition. A few treat them as warnings. Kotaru treats them as research material. A young folklore scholar specializing in rural legends and forgotten customs, Kotaru has spent years collecting stories that modern Japan prefers to forget. When the rumor of the northern village reaches him, it feels like the kind of field study he has been waiting for. Armed with notebooks, reference texts, and a quiet determination, he sets out alone, determined to separate myth from fact. The journey itself feels like stepping backward through time. The further he travels from the main roads, the quieter the world becomes. Houses grow fewer. The trees grow denser. By the time he reaches the edge of the village, the sun is already low, casting long shadows across narrow dirt paths. The first people he meets are cautious. Their eyes linger on him longer than is polite. When he asks about lodging, the answers are vague. When he mentions the rumors, the conversation ends. It is Shizuka who finally approaches him. She is a local woman with a calm presence and an unreadable expression. Where others turned away, she offers him a place to stay for the night. Kotaru accepts, partly out of necessity and partly because her willingness stands in sharp contrast to the rest of the village. As she leads him through the quiet streets, he cannot help noticing something strange. There are almost no men. The figures he passes are women of various ages, moving with a quiet purpose that feels both ordinary and carefully rehearsed. Shizuka's home is simple and clean. She prepares a meal without much conversation, answering his questions about local customs with polite but limited detail. Kotaru presses gently, asking about festivals, old shrines, and the stories that brought him here. Shizuka listens more than she speaks. When the night grows late, she shows him to a spare room and wishes him rest. For a moment, the tension that has followed him since his arrival seems to ease. Sleep does not come easily. In the middle of the night, Kotaru wakes to the sense that he is no longer alone. A second presence fills the room, soft footsteps, the faint rustle of fabric, the feeling of being watched. A young woman he had briefly noticed earlier in the village, Uka, has entered the room. Her manner is neither fully aggressive nor fully inviting. She speaks in low tones, asking questions that feel more like tests than conversation. Kotaru tries to maintain distance, reminding himself that he is a guest and a researcher, not a participant in whatever local customs might exist. Yet the atmosphere in the room grows heavier with every passing minute. By the time morning light filters through the paper screens, the encounter has left him unsettled in a way that goes beyond simple embarrassment. When he rises, he discovers a faint mark on his skin that was not there the night before. It is small, almost easy to dismiss, yet it refuses to fade. The rational part of his mind searches for ordinary explanations. The part trained in folklore begins to consider other possibilities. Shizuka notices his unease. When he carefully describes the events of the night, she does not seem surprised. Instead, she suggests that he visit the village shrine. There is a young shrine maiden, Renj, who performs purification rites. If something has attached itself to him, she may be able to help. The suggestion is delivered calmly, almost as if it is a routine matter. Kotaru agrees, both out of curiosity and a growing need for answers. The shrine sits on the edge of the village, half hidden by trees. The air feels different here, cooler, heavier, charged with the weight of old rituals. Renj greets him with a composed expression and an immediate sense that she already knows more than she should. She examines the mark on his skin and confirms what he has begun to suspect. Something from the village's older legends has taken notice of him. The purification she offers is unlike any ceremony Kotaru has read about in his texts. It is intimate, prolonged, and deeply tied to the spiritual traditions of the place. As the ritual unfolds, the line between cleansing and something far more personal begins to blur. By the time it ends, Kotoru is left more confused than reassured. Ren's calm demeanor never wavers, yet her actions suggest motives that go beyond simple spiritual care. The mark remains. The sense of being watched intensifies, and the village itself begins to feel less like a subject of study and more like a closed system that has already decided his place within it. As the day continues, Kotoru tries to regain his footing as a researcher. He walks the paths, observes the women going about their work, and notes the absence of men with growing unease. Conversations are polite but carefully limited. Questions about history are met with smiles and vague answers. Mentions of the outside world are gently discouraged. The longer he stays, the clearer it becomes that the village operates by rules that outsiders are not meant to understand. Shizuka remains his primary point of contact. She continues to offer food and shelter, yet her kindness carries an undercurrent of expectation. Oka appears at unexpected moments, her presence both alluring and unsettling. Ren's involvement deepens when she suggests further rites, each one more demanding than the last. Kotoru begins to realize that the rumors which brought him here were not exaggerated. They were incomplete. The true nature of the village is not simply that men disappear. It is that the village has found ways to keep them, through tradition, through spiritual influence, and through forces that modern scholarship has no language for. What Kotoru once viewed as folklore is revealing itself as a living system, one that has survived by adapting and by claiming those who come searching for its secrets. Night falls again. The atmosphere in Shizuka's home feels different now. The earlier sense of temporary hospitality has been replaced by something more permanent. Kotoru's notebooks remain open on the low table, filled with observations that no longer feel like academic notes. They feel like the beginning of a record he may never be allowed to finish. Outside, the village is quiet. Inside, the boundaries between researcher and subject, guest and resident, observer and participant continue to dissolve. Kotoru came seeking the truth behind an old rumor. What he is finding instead is a place that has already decided he will become part of its story. The full weight of that realization is only beginning to settle. The mark on his skin has not faded. The women of the village watch him with a mixture of patience and certainty. And somewhere beyond the shrine and the trees, the older presence that has shaped this place for generations waits for him to stop resisting. What happens next will determine whether Kotoru finds a way to leave with the knowledge he sought, or whether the village claims him the way it has claimed so many others before him. The research that brought him here is no longer a matter of scholarly curiosity. It has become a question of survival, identity, and the thin line between studying a legend and becoming one.